We are going to be celebrating you today. So I am so excited because I just think we need something at this time of the year to kind of perk things up, beat those holiday blues and stress. So, not only are we going to have time for your questions, we're also going to have numerous giveaways to celebrate you because you are halfway through a school year, and think of all the gains and all the things that you've been able to change for your child this year. And what I love about school years is we get two New Years, right? We get the New Year in August, September at the beginning of the school year, and we get a new year coming up in January. And speaking of New Year, we have some gangbuster guests already scheduled for the month of January. So it's going to be wonderful. This is our Ask Me Anything show, so make sure that you give us your questions. Lissa, I haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Lissa, are you guys getting snow today? Lissa is up in northern Idaho. I'm in southwestern Idaho, and we're now in sunshine. This morning we had some white flakes. So welcome. I'm glad that you're here with us live or watching the replay. The more that you are engaged and involved, the better the show we have, right? Later, we will be giving away some wonderful love yourself affirmations from Louise Hay. We have some other gifts that are coming up too. But I also wanted to share with you a holiday IEP that I wrote for you. Lissa says, yes, it's a winter wonderland. I know, we were hoping, that we'll get into the snowy part here and have a white Christmas, but I'm not sure that's in the plans for us down here. But this was a fun parent holiday IEP. So let me share this with you while you guys are getting ready to type in your questions. So, a parent holiday IEP. Now I need to make sure. So I have 3 goals in here for you. These are just draft, so we can change them. But the first one says, let's go back to the first one. Given opportunities to be with typical adults, the parent will engage in at least 5 verbal exchanges without using any special education acronyms like IEP, LRE, FAPE, FAPE, FBA, BIP, with 100% accuracy as measured by a friend. So, who thinks they can master this goal over our winter vacation? Let's look at another draft goal. This is for us as parents. Given 30 minutes when the children are playing with new toys, the parent will participate in one activity of their own choosing that may or may not involve an adult beverage, as measured by the parent's smile. We have one more draft goal for you, and it says the parent will accept at least one invitation to go out with a friend, not have any feelings of guilt, enjoy themselves immensely, have no discussions of school, with 100% accuracy as measured by the amount of time she is gone from home. So I would love to know, what is a parent holiday IEP goal for yourself that you would love to master this season? Let us know. Because with all of the holiday stress, I'm sure you hear, right? Self-care, take care of yourself first. But sometimes we just continually need to have those reminders. So since we are celebrating you today, we have giveaways, and I need you to say hi, make a comment, because what I'll do is I'll scroll through the comments and pick out different different winners for this winter giveaway. So what questions do you guys have? How has the year gone so far? Have you gotten second quarter progress reports yet? Mindy, hey Mindy. Mindy says, rolling into the new school year, heartbroken. I learned a little under a week ago that my son's general ed kindergarten teacher, a 20-plus year veteran who is in her second year of working with him successfully, oh no, is being terminated after tomorrow. We'll have a brand new, fresh out of school teacher starting in January when he goes back. Any suggestions for documented research I can share with the school about the impact a mid-year change like this will have on students, particularly my son? You know, off the top of my head, Mindy, I can't think of, this is a little itchy. I can't think of any research or articles about a mid-year change for that. But I was just on this new website, new to me today, and now I can't even think of the name of it, but I can put it in the comments, that have some really nice tools as far as person-centered planning. I think because the decision has already been made, right? We're not going to be able to advocate for them to, to change that decision to terminate the teacher. And instead, I think, you're probably going in the line of, so we want the school to know this is going to be the impact on my son of having a new teacher. So to me, it's like starting in the fall, right? When we have new teachers. And what are the things that we need to do to help that new person understand our child as this unique little person, right? So I will post some things when the show is done, some tools that I think might be helpful. It's almost like you're back to the fall as far as now getting to know the new teacher, and the new teacher, first year job, diving into everything in January. That's going to be, stressful in probably so many ways, right, for that new teacher. So as much as you can help that person, extend not the olive branch, but to extend the desire to be a partner with them is really going to be helpful. And you're just going to, have to have some grace that you give them, because this is going to be, huge. One like strategy you can think of, is if they did some, progress assessment this month in December to show where your child is and meeting their IEP goals, your son, and then to look at it again, maybe the end of February or the end of January, and see how much regression there was. And that could help if you want to, have extended school year for your son. So let us know, Mindy, what you're thinking. And then we can even kind of pinpoint that a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, especially when it's somebody that's been working successfully with your child, that is like, that's like, such a gift. And then to have that person gone is going to be really hard, right? But it's, I think the exciting part about teachers just leaving college is, hopefully they have the training on things like universal design for learning. They've had training and experience with co-teaching. They've, realized what the benefits are of inclusive education. They've had some training in writing IEPs. So I think that's what you're hopeful for too. I know we have a parent in our membership group, our Trailblazer group, and this year she got a new teacher right out of college. And yeah, there is that learning curve, right? I mean, I remember the first day I started in like December with my first teaching job. And so I had I think they gave me a day or two before the kids were actually going to be in my room. And I walked in that classroom and it was like, this is my first classroom. And it's like, what do I even do to get ready for kids? I mean, it's like, do I make a bulletin board? Do I read the kids' files? It's kind of an overwhelming experience that very first time that you're starting a teaching job. But yeah, I mean, we just have to make sure that we stay in communication with the teacher and support them as much as possible, because that in turn is going to help your son be more successful with this new person. So Mindy, let us know if you have other comments there. So Lissa, how are things going and what are you looking forward to in 2020? Let us know if there's any kinds of questions for your son. As far as I know, he's in high school. It's like, wow. And what's happening and what you would like to ask a question about. So the other thing I wanted to share with you, let me go back here. So remember, you can be thinking of your own parent holiday IEP goal that you want to master this season, right? And let's see. The other thing I wanted to share, I have to go back here, is to credit the person that I got this idea from. She had written one about the special ed teachers' Christmas IEP goals. And so I want to give her credit. The other thing I wanted to share with you today is that we reached 5,000 viewers or likers on our business page, Visions and Voices Together. And some people will say, those numbers are just vanity numbers. I mean, they're really not that meaningful. However, I look at that as, potentially 5,000 more parents that are going to be speaking up for their child, helping their child learn to be a self-advocate and making real changes. So thank you for being a part of our family here. And we're going to do some giveaways. Karen's here from Colorado. She says, hi, sorry I'm late. My goal is to give others the benefit of the doubt. Ooh, that's a very good one, right? Not only for, teachers or people working with their child, but family members too, right? Especially when, we're at a stressful time during the year. So I love that. I think that's really wonderful to give others the benefit of the doubt. So that's a wonderful goal to have. So you'll have to tell us how that works out. So let's do a giveaway. We're going to give away a mug that says, hello, my name is That Parent. So I'm going to scroll through the comments with my eyes closed and see who is a lucky winner of our mug. And look, it's Mindy. Cool. And here's your new comment. So let me make a note that Mindy gets a mug sent to her. So Mindy, if you can just send me a private message with your mailing address. So Mindy says, okay, thank you. Wonderful idea about progress report. Would from October be okay? now and then again late February. I thought I had until next fall to learn a new teacher. I know. Thank you for painting positivity into it. I'll be okay after I get over pouting. And yeah, I mean, that's, when we finally have somebody that gets our kid and that has that connection with our child, it's like, we don't want to give that person up, right? I remember when my son Dylan was in the NICU at the hospital, the neo intensive care unit, after he was born, and you just like fall in love with those nurses. It's like, please be in my life every day from now on. And when we, checked out of the hospital and Dylan was finally able to come home, it's like, please, I need these nurses to come with me. And so you just fall in love with people that are helpful, that are supportive, and like I said, that know your child. So I guess the good news is you get kind of a do-over, right? You get another chance to introduce your child to a new teacher, and I'm going to share some great resources. So it's like so cool. I just was on this new website, and I think you're just going to love it. And we'll put that in the comments. And Mindy says, yay, thank you, because she got the mug. She says her goal is to be more articulate in communication. And that's another terrific goal, right? And it's like, because of the ease of email and because of the ease of texting, so many times we rely on those forms of communication, and we know that, things can be misinterpreted. So the one suggestion I give for parents is to try to have more verbal conversations. So that's either by telephone or face-to-face in the hall when you're passing each other, or scheduled meetings. But to have some more in-person conversations is terrific. The second best is having the telephone conversations. So you get a chance to clarify what each of you are saying and what you are meaning. Then the advocacy tip is, after you have those verbal conversations from the phone or in person, is to always jot down a summary of what was discussed and decided, and send that as a email to the person that you had the conversation with, because you want to always be documenting and always collecting and moving ahead on your paper trail. And that's not to say that you're expecting to have some kind of problems, but that is being proactive. And so many times I think when we are proactive and we have kept paper organized, all that paper organized, when we are doing follow-up emails with, what was discussed and decided during conversations, that work that you do now often is something that's going to prevent you from having bigger problems later. So it's not like I want you to gather documentation and say, gotcha, I'm going to file due process now. No, it's for you to be organized, for you to be able to go back and find things when you need them, and be proactive about advocating so you don't get into that really stuck position. So let us know what holiday IEP goal you have for yourself, and also make a comment, because we're going to give away more gifts. And the next gift app is I can get it here, is a new t-shirt that we debuted a week or so ago. So this says, when someone is truly included, no one will question their presence, only their absence. And so if you would love to win this t-shirt, let me know. This is from Amazon, and Amazon's shirts run small. So this is, I don't know how I can show you the best, but this is a women's large, which to me is small. So when you are the winner, I'll get your address, but then I also need to know what size t-shirt to order you. And I would say order one size up. So let's see who the next winner is on our giveaways. Look at you, Lisa. Lisa, I should have your address somewhere, but just to make it easier for me, if you want to send me your address and a private message, Lisa, and what size for the t-shirt that you want. How cool is that? Okay, let's see if we have any other questions, because this is the time to get them in. And I'm kind of looking around here. So what else do you have for us today? Let me scroll through here and make sure. So Karen, how are things going? And do you have any questions? I want to see. I've been having IEP meetings this week. Usually December seems like it kind of slows down, but I had 2 IEP meetings yesterday. I have an IEP meeting today. So, yeah, the month of December doesn't slow down the times that we get to meet with school folks. So let me know. This is our Ask Me Anything, what your question is. And it's also our giveaways. And so we already gave a hello. My name is that parent mug away. And Lisa just won the t-shirt. So keep your comments coming. Keep your questions coming. And we will pick some more winners here. Let's see. We are going to continue our celebration. And our next giveaway is a copy of my book, The Art of Advocacy, A Parent's Guide to a Collaborative IEP Process. So if you don't have my book yet, this is a great one. It's an easy, quick read, but a resource that you can come back to. And so even if you have a copy, because I know some of you do, this would make a great present for a friend. So what I need you to do is say hi. I need you to comment, because I'm going to scroll through and see who will win the book. But first, we've got something from Karen. And Karen says, how can I get his teachers to invite me into the classroom? I've told them I'd love to volunteer anytime, but I've never been asked to do so. I'd really like the opportunity to A, give back, and B, see how he's doing at school. So that's a great question, Karen. And what would be cool is for our live and replay viewers to also say, do you volunteer in your child's classroom? How did you kind of get your foot in the door? So one idea, Karen, is to see if you know ahead of time, like what kinds of things they're going to be studying in, like social studies or science, different units like that. And if you say, oh, I've got this wonderful, activity or a book to share, would there be a time that I could come into the class and read this to the children? I mean, you could tie it to, there's like National Library Week and things like that. So maybe make your request to come in even more specific. And use it as something that you can offer. The other thing is, if you know they have some big projects coming up, is to say, I know you're working on this art project with the art teacher. I would love to come in and be an extra pair of hands. I don't know if you've already done that and you just don't see any response. Karen, the other thing would be to see if you can talk with other parents in the class and see. It might just be a teacher that doesn't feel comfortable having outsiders, right? And even though we're the parents of their kids, it's like outsiders coming into their space, right? And if that's the kind of teacher that your son has, it is going to be harder to, be able to kind of get your foot in the door. If it's a teacher that is apprehensive because it's like, oh, I know she's got a kid on an IEP. I bet she just wants to spy on us. That means like then to go back to the relationship step where you need to develop a deeper relationship. The teacher needs to develop a deeper relationship with you so you can build on that trust, right? Because a lot of times when we, feel like our offers of help are being rejected, it's because that other person has some fear of how helpful is it going to be? Is she really in here for the right reason? Oh, Betty has a great idea. Yes. I love it. Because she said that she became a room mother, and then a room mother gives you that official title, right? And you're going to at least be there when there's parties, but room mothers can also help for other events, like, to be there with the science fair or, whatever. Betty, I love that idea. So what else? I'm trying to think. What else would be some, official kinds of ways? The other idea, Karen, is to not volunteer in your child's classroom if they're not taking volunteers, but to go to the library, or if your school calls it the media center, and, ask to be a volunteer in there. And even though you're not in your child's class, it's really interesting to see how much you will pick up and get to know about the culture of the school, how things work. As you're walking into the library, as you're walking out of the library, you'll be in the halls, you'll be able to see people will be able to see you in that helper role. So that might be your first step, is if the teacher doesn't seem to be biting on your offers of volunteering, find somebody else. Maybe it's the art teacher. I mean, don't you think art teachers would love an extra pair of hands when they're doing these projects? So that might be something to do, is work your way around, and then your child's teacher gets to see you in the building, in that helping role, in that partnership role. And then maybe they will feel more comfortable having you in the classroom. So those are a couple ideas, and I'll let you know if I think of any others. But let's go back to the Art of Advocacy, our next giveaway. I'm going to close my eyes and scroll through the comments. Scroll. And Betty, look at there. This is your lucky day. So Betty, send me a private message with your mailing address. And let me write down that Betty gets the book. Betty gets the book. Mindy gets the mug. And Lissa gets the t-shirt. So today is a day to celebrate you, and I am so glad that you're part of our community. It's affirming to know that we can be there for each other, that we can help each other, and that I can be kind of this conduit, because I'm not the know-all person. I'm not the expert on every single topic. I know some things I can share from my experiences as a teacher, as a parent, as an advocate, but I really need you in our community to keep making comments, to keep asking questions, to share resources that you have, because then our group of more than 5,000 people here, think of the impact that we can have. So I am so thankful for you. I want to share one last slide with you as we remember, don't worry about being perfect. Make memories. And so, as we get ready to close out this first half of our school year, may you have a warm holiday vacation, be able to relax, whatever that means, if that's binging out on Netflix, taking a bubble bath, getting a massage, just having a cup of hot coffee. And be ready for January, because we are going to have not only some awesome guests in January, and if you get my email, I gave you some hints about the first guests we're going to have. But it's just another opportunity that we can continue to help each other as we grow in our roles, as we help our children by modeling those really effective advocacy skills. So as an advocate, as a parent, as a retired teacher, I wish you the best, and we will see you in the new year. So take care.